What's up, comic fans, and it's time to preview the comic books coming out November 5th, alright? So, man, this year is almost over. We got some spec books, we got some spotlight books, we got those FOC books, and we got the rest of the books coming out this week, and we're gonna get into it right after this. Welcome back to possibly the fastest preview of all the comic books coming out this week. Let's go, let's get it started. We're gonna start off with the spec books. First off, we have Amazing Spider-Man number 15, alright? And turns out Spidey's suit over here is actually an alien. So that's what, and this new character's name is, it's not listed here, but Glitch. Alright, and it looks like, oh, Hellgate makes a cameo as well. Alright, let's keep the ball moving. Let's get on to the next book. We have DCKO Night Fight number 1. Alright, we got like a little Batman crossover into the KO series, and looks like we have the first Batman of the future, and there's also rumors of another Batman. Well, here's all the Batman of the future, so obviously you got a bunch of Batman from the future. Let's keep the ball rolling. So you got a bunch of Batman in that book. And last but not least, we got Spirit of Violence, and you have the first cover appearance of the Spirit of Violence on issue number 2. This is not the issue we're talking about, though. We're talking about the Luke Ross variant, and there you go. And we got Johnny Blaze and Danny Ketch on another adventure in Spirits of Violence. Alright, let's keep the ball rolling. We're going to go from the spec books to the spotlight books. These are books that I just think are cool coming out this week. Alright, we got G.I. Joe number 13. This is the beginning of the Dreadnought War. Alright, so for you Dreadnought fans out there, you're about to get war. Here's a bunch of covers coming out. Alright, next up we got Circus Maximus number 2. What's better than a heist movie? How about a heist comic? And what about a heist comic that happens in 64 AD Rome? Sure, I'm in. So check out Circus Maximus number 1. Last but not least on the spotlight list, Amazing X-Men number 2. This is the Stephanie Hans variant with magic on it. There are a couple of covers with magic on there, right? Yeah, the cover A will have magic, and this incentive cover over here, the 1 in 25, will also have magic. But Stephanie Han does it again with this beautiful variant. Cover C, cover B, cover C. Alright guys, those were the spec books and the spotlight books. Now let's check out the FOC books. You gotta have these orders in by Monday. First off, we have Absolute Batman number 15. Just this wild Joker cover. It's just, yeah, that's just crazy. So we like it. That is insane. Alright, then we got Black Cat number 5, the Adam Hughes variant. Alright, that's pretty cool right there. I think he's trying to invoke images of a different cover he did for a different company with a different cat. Alright, next up we got Transformers number 27. Here you see Optimus Prime just sitting with the Decepticon, just talking about life. I don't know, I like the cover. Something about it, it's just calm and relaxing. So Transformers number 27, cover B. It's a Daniel Warren Johnson cover, by the way, with Mike Spicer. You know, Daniel Warren Johnson has given up the writing duties to Robert Kirkman and the artist duties to Dan Mora, and Mike Spicer is still kind of working on the book. But yeah. Alright guys, let's get into all the rest of the books coming out this week. We're going to start off with Marvel. Marvel's got 73 different covers this week, alright? Not the most we've ever seen. We've definitely seen more out of Marvel, more out of Dynamite too. You got Captain America, well, aliens versus Captain America. Okay, the Red Skull unleashes some of these aliens on Cap, and we'll see how Cap handles it. Looks pretty cool. We have Amazing Spider-Man 15, right, with the new suit. Well, he's had the suit for a little bit, but we learned that the suit is actually alive with a character called Glitch. There's also the Streetverse covers that will be coming out by In-hyuk Lee. I believe there is a Spider-Man one and a Miles Morales Spider-Man one this week. Alright, Amazing X-Men number 2 is coming out this week. You got the Avengers 32. There's a Streetverse cover for that. There is a Toy Story cover coming out this week as well. The Muppets covers went gonzo a couple weeks ago. Echo number 1 is out. There is a first appearance of a group in that book. I am not sure if I remember what the name is. Wisteria Meadows Cult. That's what we have there. You got some Sabretooth, some Longshot, Miles Morales Spider-Man, also with that Streetverse look. Moon Knight, The Fist of Khonshu, number 14, continues on. You do have Planet She-Hulk coming out. That's cool. She was on Sakaar, and yeah, she kept the peace, if you will. Now she's kind of stuck there. Spirits of Violence come out this week, including the Spirit of Violence cover appearance, and then you got some Ultimate X-Men. Alright, we're off to DC with 55 covers this week, and we have some Absolute Flash and some Absolute Green Lantern coming out. Absolute Martian Manhunter gets a second printing. That's cool. We got Absolute Superman and the Adventures of Superman, Book of L. Got some homages, facsimiles, if you will. Batman number 3 comes out this week. Kind of tongue-tied me there, seeing the Brian Stillfreeze cover. And then you got a Joe Quesada cover, right? Jorge Jimenez still working on the book, doing covers for that too, so that's crazy. Birds of Prey, it's on issue number 27. And then we got DCKO Night Fight. Hearing some good things about that. You have Harley and Ivy, Life and Crimes, just kind of expanding on their relationship. And then Poison Ivy number 38 this week. And some Teen Titans Go. We're off to Dynamite. And what do we have coming out of Dynamite this week? You have Dynamite Blood Red. There's going to be a ton of covers on that. DuckTales number 8 is coming out. Ooh. What else? Gargoyles number 4. Thundercats Lost is on issue number 8. What else? Pumira, that's on issue number 1. Alright. They're really branching out with the Thundercats characters. A lot of covers for Pumira. Alright, we're off to Image Comics. Assorted Crisis Events is on issue number 6. Deadly Tales of the Gunslinger is on issue number 10. What else do we have? G.I. Joe. Dreadnought War with a wraparound cover. And then lots of other covers for G.I. Joe, Dreadnought War. I think a lot of people will probably go after the 1 in 25. Maybe the 1 in 50. And then there's the G.I. Joe Real American Hero Larry Hama cut. Alright. Larry Hama still working on G.I. Joe. Ice Cream Man, The Mortal Coil Shuffle. Playing card set. Story told with playing cards. I don't know where to begin. I didn't read enough about it. Impact Winter, Evening Fall, number 1. Just Thirst for Vengeance, Giant Size Artist Proof, number 1. That book came out a couple of years ago, but I guess they're reprinting it. Rook Exodus is back again with another issue. You got The Scorched. Void Rivals is on issue number 24. And then you got The Walking Dead Deluxe, including a David Finch Youngblood team-up, right? Negan and Chapel. All right, we're off to ONI Press. They got Adventure Time. Crownsville, which is an interesting book based on a real place in, I believe, Annapolis. It was an insane asylum that housed black people, and there's stories that came out of there of, let's just say, gross injustice and experiments gone wrong, or just bad experiments. Anyway, here's I'm believing, a fictional story about that facility. And then you got Cool Universe. Let's see, boom, here comes the boom, Ready or Not. Bronze Faces is on issue number 6. Minor Arcana is on issue number 11, right? VR Troopers on issue number 4. And now we're off to Titan Comics, home of Doctor Who. So you got some Doctor Who, you got Heatseeker, Exposed, Little Nightmares, and The Savage Sword of Conan. There's also a Star Wars Insider magazine. I believe that this month it glows in the dark, Halloween style. Dark Horse. And what do we got? We got Archie versus Minor Threats. Alright. Huck, Big Bad World, number 6. Nemesis Forever is on issue number 3. Orphan and the Five Beasts, Bath of the Blood is on issue number 2. Quick Stops, volume 3 is out. And then you got some other stuff. Space Scouts, alright, that's in issue number 1. Talking about a Dark Horse. Alright, Mad Cave Studios, we got Circus Maximus. That looks like an interesting book there. Speed Racer, Vanishing Point, Wild Animals. Alright. IDW, home of Godzilla. Well, one of the many homes of Godzilla. You also got Monster High, Red Shirts. If anybody's read Red Shirts, let me know what you think about it in the comments. Bad Idea, you got Planet Death. Alright, issue number 2, and a reprint or a second printing of issue number 1. Vault Comics, we've got Post Malone's Big Rig. I've read the first 2 books of Big Rig. I like it, you know. I don't want to like it, but I like it. Valiant Entertainment, Beyond Tales of the Shadow Man. We got Midnight Factory Press, right? We Don't Kill Spiders, 7 Years in Darkness. Black Mass Studios, Cal Exit issue number 3. This is the Battle of Universal City. Ahoy Comics, home of the Toxic Crusader, is in there, issue number 2, and there's an issue number 1 of Death Dog. Alright, and Arctic Press, they have Toy Box Guardians, that's a number 1. Distillery, couple of issue number 2s, White House Robot Romance. Ignition Press has No Place, that's an issue number 1 coming out. Archie and Sabrina, that's issue number 1. Tidal Wave Productions has a Fame, Harrison Ford, not Howard Ford. Artists, Writers, and Artisans, AWA, has Illuminati, that's on issue number 5. Panic Entertainment, Savager, Fantagraphs, Tales of Paranoia, issue number 1. And that's it, folks. Those were the new comics coming out this week. If you like the content, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Go ahead and throw me a thumbs up, comment down below. Do what you do. I'm going to do what I do. I'm going to get ready for this week's comics. Peace, deuces, we're out. Ka-chink! Alright, moving on. Well, that is just a blank page of new comics, isn't it? What else? Ooh. Well, since I clicked on it, there you go.